Good afternoon and welcome. Today is Monday, May 6th, 2024. This is our Monday afternoon Community Planning Infrastructure and Resources Work Session. I believe we have a light agenda, and that's good. My name is John Kafalis, Commissioner from District 1, currently the Chair. I'm joined by my Commissioner colleagues, Kristen Stevens from District 2 and Commissioner Shattuck McNally from District 3. Over there we have our County Manager, Lorinda Volker, and a couple of other folks, Community Development Director and other directors and all sorts of folks. I think, let's see, we'll turn it over to Rebecca.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Rebecca Everett, Community Development Director. Nothing significant to update you on today other than just a quick review of the procedures for tonight's land use hearing and an update on what we expect public comment to look like. So we checked this morning our sign-up sheet. We have 13 people signed up for public comment. There are an additional 7 people who had signed up for public comment on April 22nd who either weren't present or chose not to speak that evening, and so we plan to call on those people again tonight as well. So right now we have 20 people that we plan to kind of call on, and then we may have additional signups at the door this evening for people who would like to speak as well. And so then as a reminder, we've set a 3-minute time limit on public comments. The procedures for the hearing tonight will start with a quick recap of what happened at the April 22nd hearing, move right into public comment, that additional public comment. Once public testimony is complete, the applicant will have a chance to provide rebuttal. We've set aside 30 minutes for the applicant to provide that rebuttal, and then we'll move into Q&A from there, and there's no time limit set for questions and answers from you all to ask the applicant team or staff any questions that you may have related to the application. Once you have decided that the question and answer period is complete, we have indicated that the applicant would then have a final opportunity to provide any additional comment on any new information that was presented through the question and answer period. At that point, we will essentially close the acceptance of any new information. So kind of close out the Q&A, close out any new evidence or testimony, and you can move into deliberation. And at any point in the procedures, if you hit it gets late in the evening, or you would like to pause the conversation to have more time to think, or move to another evening, you have the opportunity to continue tonight's hearing to Wednesday at 6 o'clock as well. So those are the brief overview of the procedures for tonight and the options that you have.
Thank you, Rebecca. Colleagues, do you have any questions or comments for our Community Development Director, Jody? Oh, Commissioner.
So if we run late with questions and I feel like I need some more time to ask more questions, is that a possibility to have that continue over into Wednesday?
Yes, absolutely. So you all as a group could decide if you would like to continue the hearing to Wednesday at any time in the proceedings. And that's really at your discretion, whether that happens during public testimony or doing question and answer, or if you begin deliberation but don't complete deliberation tonight. Really, at any point in the hearing, you could elect to move, or you could elect to continue the hearing to the following hearing date.
Anything else, Commissioner?
No.
Commissioner Stevens, you have any questions? Then I have a comment or two and a couple of questions. regarding the staff recap, will that also include a bit of a presentation on the redlined conditions of approval?
We were not planning to provide a presentation because the proceedings of the hearing are we're still in the middle of public comment. The recap is really intended to just provide an intro to the meeting tonight and then continue into public comment. We are prepared to discuss the redlined conditions in the question and answer period, may be a more appropriate time for that, but I'd also check over to Frank to see if he has any thoughts on kind of the best timing for that. But my thought is that it would probably be best suited if you have a question and you'd like us to present information related to that. We will be prepared for that.
Thank you. A couple more questions. And one is regarding the folks that have signed up for public comment. Has anyone requested the opportunity to as would be available, that is to queue up their 3-minute presentations in a row to have more time, different than pooling?
Not that I am aware of. We will check as people are coming in the hearing room tonight to see if there's a desire for that. But at this time, nobody has made that indication.
And I think you've answered my questions. 2 comments I would make. One is that, as a reminder, and the mechanics of this maybe we should discuss, but we had agreed the last time we talked about this regarding the Q&A that we would rotate, 1 question per commissioner. I just want to make sure we're still in agreement on that. So, for example, we might start with Commissioner Stevens or Commissioner Shattuck McNally. You would ask your question, and then we'd go to the next person. We'd kind of rotate that. Are we still in agreement with that? Yes. And one thing to consider regarding the mechanics of all that, and that is, as I was formulating questions, there was a main question, but then there were little sub-questions. So something to be mindful of. I would think it would make sense if they're related to the overarching question that somehow they should be integrated. So it could be one question that might have 2 or 3 parts. Any thoughts on that, Rebecca, or anyone?
I think that's really a discussion for the 3 of you to decide how you would best like to structure that Q&A, and we can accommodate whatever you'd prefer.
Okay. Then I think my final comment is that there's a pretty good likelihood that we will continue the hearing to Wednesday. And whether that includes additional time for Q&A or just we close out new evidence, etc. Well, it depends on what is decided, but as I see it, the purpose of Wednesday primarily would be deliberation and decision and any potential conditions of approval that we might add to what the staff provided. So I wanted folks to be aware of that. You have any comments on that one, Rebecca?
No, that sounds just fine. And
Yeah,
if there are any conditions of approval that you're interested in, either staff proposed conditions or additional conditions that you'd like to consider, if there's anything that you would like staff to be evaluating or proposing language for, anything like that, you could suggest that to us individually or during the hearing.
And we would have that 48-hour period for you all to develop some language around proposed conditions of approval.
Yes, and I'll look to see if Frank wants to chime in on this, but really, if there's something that you would like us to, if there's a topic that you think a condition, where there's an issue of compliance on the application and you think there's a condition of approval that could help to resolve that, and you would like staff to draft language, we can either do that during the hearing or take a brief recess to work on that, or if you were to continue the hearing from tonight to Wednesday, May 8th, then that's something that staff could work on in between as well.
in between. Yeah. Great, thank you. I don't think I have anything else. Colleagues, anything else, questions or thoughts? Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, I don't have any other updates for you today.
Oh, will there be, I suppose dinner will be provided,
Yes, correct. We will have dinner in the conference room.
and we
over that
begin
way,
at
so that's
6
early.
p.m. We begin at 6 p.m.
The hearing begins at 6 p.m. I believe dinner will be ready at 5 or right after.
All right, thank you very much, Rebecca. And Leslie, you're next, I
Yes.
believe.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Leslie Ellis, Community Planning Infrastructure and Resources Director. And as has been advertised, this is a short meeting because I also do not have much to share. We know that you'd probably like to have more time for reading and preparing. So one quick announcement, we do have agenda items on the upcoming 1:30 work sessions on Monday. So next week, we'll bring to you the transportation survey results, and then we have some other department updates in the following weeks too. So we kept this one light so that you could have time and save your energy for your evening hearings. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. It appears that there's nothing else to discuss. Therefore, at 1:42 p.m., we are adjourned.